Survival Radio Network. And thank you so much for helping us to reach over 2 million downloads. You're listening to The Paula G Show, where we expand the mindset through worldwide conversations. You can also check out our previous episodes of radio and TV shows by visiting paulagvoice.com. For all things radio, join the Paula G Show group page. And for all things television, you can like and view Paula G or My Journey with Paula G business pages. You can also post your questions, your comments, or your concerns to either page, and I will respond. Or you can email Paula at paulagvoice.com, and please place in the subject line questions, comments, or concerns for Paula G Voice. Also catch us on iTunes, Mixcloud, TuneIn Radio, and Stitcher Radio. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at The Paula G Show. Also, much love to V Ferg for the opening and closing theme music for The Paula G Show. And V Ferg's music can be found on Spotify, iTunes, and Tidal. You all know I tell you all the time. It never fails. Each and every week, something happens. Something happens, ladies and gentlemen, to remind us of how incredibly precious time is. It is the one thing that we cannot get back. So for you all to think it not robbery to spend a little bit of your time with me is truly, truly appreciated. I appreciate each and every one of you when you tune in to my radio show each week, as well as my television show on WATC2, that's TOO.TV, My Journey with Paula G, which airs Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on WATC, TOO.TV. You can also catch it on Hulu, Roku, Apple TV, Truly, Google Play, YouTube. We're all over. Facebook and digital antennas, Jenico TV as well. And we just picked up a local station, Comcast, local station, Lake 17, I believe it is, out in Chicago. So my journey is truly becoming a journey, so I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to that as well. Also, my underwriters for My Journey and the Paula G Show, Creekside Dental, the Good Acting Studio. We had a great time over there last weekend. My coffee shop at East Lake, my homegrown folks right here. You all have been with me from the beginning. Survival Radio Network, Clicks Photography with Clark Garrison, and we want to give Clark much love and a shout out to Clark Garrison. Lusu Designs, Positive Power 21 Christian Media. They are the producers for My Journey with Paula G. LB Tax Service, our very own Brian Jubert. It's tax season, y'all, at the time of this podcast. It's tax season. You might want to make sure that you check them out at lbtaxservice.com and let them all know that Paula G sent you, indeed. Also, radio and television media platform is just great opportunities for you to expand your business, your product, or your service. So if you're looking for advertising opportunities, if you're looking for more exposure for your business, product, or service, you can reach out, Paula at paulagvoice.com. Put in the subject line, branding opportunities, and I'll be sure to converse with you. Well, I hope you all have had a great day. You're having a great day, or you're going to have a great day, depending on when you're listening to this podcast. We have listeners all around the world that listen, and I'm always so incredibly pleased when, we pick up new listeners from different parts of the world. It's so interesting when you have people that listen to you, from outside of your area, outside of the U.S. and the U.K. and sometimes people are listening live to us as well. So, we're just really, really excited about that. All right, well, we have our first guest that is in studio. She has a great event coming up, and she's going to come on and just give us a brief update. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. She's been with us before, Miss Teresa. She's a dynamic author, Teresa Browning. Teresa, are you excited?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for inviting me back. I do appreciate it. And we are super, super, super excited about what is going to take place next Friday and Saturday, March the 13th and 14th. And we're bringing 25 fantastic authors from all over the world, including you, Paula. You will be in
Yes.
the house. And this platform is just for authors that are coming from everywhere, just to give them a platform to display what it is that God has given them.
Yes, yes, and you have been planning this for quite some time, and I really applaud you because we have audience members that listen that have a passion, a vision, a journey that they want to embark on, and we want to share and impress upon them just how important the planning process is because a lot has gone into this planning. You've got events Friday night, you've got the book festival Saturday, so kind of give us a little bit of an overview of what that will look like.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. What I do is my partner and I, Crystal Myers, what we do is we try to pick out 25 writers from all over the world. We don't want them to come from one place. We have them coming from Florida. We have them coming from Pennsylvania. We have them coming from North Carolina and South Carolina. We have authors coming as far as St. Louis, Missouri. What we try to do is give them a platform to give them an opportunity to tell people about what it is that they do and their passion. Now, the process has taken us a year. We go from year to year. March the 14th, when we close, we start planning March the 15th for 2021, and I'm looking for 25 new authors and authors that want to come back because they'll be veterans then, and they can, press upon new authors what to do, how to handle the press, how to take constructive criticism, how to embark on putting themselves out there and letting your light shine and not being afraid to, or as one say, sit there and wait for a book sale. No, you go put on your happy face and you sell yourself by meeting and greeting and learning about what the business entails.
And that is even more exciting because in addition to them gaining this experience and them gaining this exposure, it's also a learning environment. It's a learning tool for them to learn how to really be authors from the standpoint of those book sales and gaining an audience.
Exactly.
Yes, gaining an audience. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
So on Friday evening, we have conversations with the authors on Friday evening. Saturday is the book festival itself, and those who are interested in attending, what do they need to do?
What they need to do at this point in time is either go on to www.teresamasonbrowning.com and buy a dinner ticket, because what we're doing is we're giving authors or readers a chance to mingle with authors. That means that you can walk up to an author and say, hey, you're one of my favorite authors, but I've never had an opportunity to meet you, and now I'm here, and I get to meet you. You get to mingle. You get to talk to them. We're going to play some adult games. We're going to have some adult conversations. We're going to let our hair down Friday night because people are coming from all the biggest different places. Sometimes they're tired. Sometimes they're anxious. Sometimes they're excited. And I wanted to give them a platform where we give them an all-out dinner. That means not hors d'oeuvres. You're going to have some spare ribs. You're going to have some chicken. You're going to have macaroni and cheese, collard greens. You're going to get
it's
fat.
It's a sit-down.
Yes, it's a sit-down dinner, and it's for the classy. It's for the grown and sexy. I always say, come with your grown folk, clothes on, and come to, be an inspiration to someone else and let your hair down, have a good time. Now, Saturday is most important. We ask everybody, I know that you're listening, come out, not just to see Teresa Mason Browning, not to come see Miss Paula G. Come see all 25 different writers. I got inspirational writers. I have erotica writers. I have urban fiction writers. I have thug writers. I have every type of writer that you would want to meet and fellowship with. Come out. Don't leave your wallet at home, because the most important thing is, how can I support an author that's growing? growing. So we want them to come out, mingle with us, and then again, the readers. You'll have an opportunity to spin the wheel. I have a literary wheel. Spin the wheel. You might go out there with some gifts. You might get a gift card. There's no telling what you might gift, but I guarantee you will not leave the same way that you came.
That's all right. That's all right. And the website again is?
The website is TeresaMasonBrowning.com.
And that's Teresa, Teresa, correct?
MasonBrowning.com. And all you have to do is pick up your dinner ticket, and I'll do you one better than that. If you inbox me and say, hey, I heard the Paula G story, I'm going to take $5 off of your ticket. How about that?
Okay, y'all heard that now. I'm telling you. Now, she said she's going to take $5 off tickets. So if I were you all, I'd go and inbox the woman and go and handle your business and join us next week. And I am certainly looking forward to it. I'm so glad that we connected. You know, social media can be such a wonderful thing because you get to meet your social media community. You get to meet people that, you know, have like interests and are on a journey, you know, similar, you know, to your own. You get to connect and you get to support each other. So it's just a wonderful thing, and I think it's just a wonderful thing that you are doing for authors, a platform that you have provided. I know the journey has not been a smooth one, as with anything in planning. But you have persevered, and I think that is just a beautiful example for those of you who are listening, who are looking to maybe do something that you're afraid to step out on because, you know, you don't know if it'll work out or, you know, if you know, you'll run into obstacles and so forth. Teresa is a prime example of perseverance, you know, persevering through some of those obstacles and challenges, you know, that we have when we are, you know, on these journeys and when we are on these missions of pursuing what it is, you know, that we desire to do. And her generosity of providing a platform for all 25. That's a lot of authors. You know, that's a lot of authors from all walks of life. So we encourage you all to join us as well. For our aspiring authors, Teresa, any quick words of encouragement?
The quick words of encouragement this evening is, I won't stop until I reach the top. If someone tells you that you're not good enough, that means that you are good enough because you have to see it in self. That means don't let anyone tell you that you don't have what it takes. You have to first what? Believe in thyself. All the rest of it, and connect yourself with able people that are willing to pour into you. Instead of suck the life out of you, they're pouring into you and they're giving you an opportunity, and they're going to show you different ways to market, to promote, and to get your work out there because the sky's the limit and there is room for all of us. So there's no big eyes, no little U's. We're all going to be there. We're all going to prosper because guess what? We're God's sons and daughters, and he said, I won't stop until I reach the top. And if we ask God for it, he's going to what? He's going to deliver.
He's going to deliver. Connect with people who are willing to pour into you. That is so huge, and not suck the life out of you. So I hope you all caught that website one more time, Teresa, to make sure they got it.
Thank you so much, Paula. Just want to say thank you for having me on. The website is www.teresamasonbrowning.com. Go under events, and you will see that the dinner tickets are still there. Please come out and support us, and I guarantee you won't leave the same way. And if I don't see you, 2021 is right around the corner.
Right around the corner. And also I'll be posting, as you all have seen me post on social media, sharing information about this book festival as well. My sister, have a fabulous week.
Thank
you.
See
you next Friday. You're welcome.
Yes. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Teresa Mason Browning. I connected with her on social media, and like I said before, sometimes some people kind of feel some kind of way about social media, but it really can be a good thing. You can really connect and hook up with some wonderful, wonderful people. So, for those of you who are listening to this podcast prior to the book festival, make sure you come out and join us. If you're listening to this podcast after the book festival, TeresaMasonBrowning.com That's TERESAMASONBROWNING.com. You can check out her website. She has other book festivals throughout the year as well. And if you're interested in joining us in Greenville next year, just stay posted. Stay posted with her information and her website. All right. Well, that was awesome. That was awesome. All right. Well, I believe we are ready for my next guest. And my next guest is definitely no stranger to the Paula G Show. He is no stranger to SRN, as he formerly hosted his own show right here on Wednesday evenings, and you all would hear me mention it at the end of the show to make sure that you stay tuned to his show. He is Real Estate. His annual event, Flipology 101 Boot Camp, is the one-stop shop for everything real estate. He is here today to share with us why you should consider attending this event if it's not sold out already. If you are involved in the real estate community, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my friend, Mr. Ramon. You the man, Tookes. How are you,
good evening. Good evening, Paula. How you doing?
I am wonderful. I woke up this morning. I've been trying to be a good girl all day long, Ramon. It's been a struggle.
Well, you know what? See, the problem is that word you just used, that's why it's still been a struggle. Because you were trying. You can't try.
I was trying.
No trying. It's like you said, I'm going to try to make it. You're not going.
I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen.
There you go. We'll take that now.
I'm going to make it happen. Yes, speaking of making things happen, you have been making things happen for a minute, and I'm always inspired. I am always inspired by you from, I believe, the first time Clark and I came out. And shouts out to Clark. We want to send him so much love right now.
For sure,
but shouts out, yes. But I remember the first time coming out to one of your events, and gosh, how many years ago has that been? It's been a few years ago, and seeing how you have grown. What was your motivation behind starting Flipology?
Well, Paula, this is, I've been in the real estate arena now. This is going into year 24. And so we have been in what we call the golden years. And then, of course, there was, 2008. And one of the reasons I started Flipology is because there was a lot of people that would be national speakers that came into Atlanta, and they really didn't take care of our community. And so we started out doing a ton of free stuff, and then my branding coach, one of my branding coaches, Jay Stone, said, she helped me get it to a level where we could take it and make it more attractive. So I wanted to originally start off by building our community, teaching folks that look like me how to get involved in investing in real estate and not get hurt, or even when we get hurt, how to recover. Because things happen. And so Flipology was born in, we're in 2020. So 2014, the first Flipology was in 2015. And so we went to work on it in 2014. And I guess, Paula, over the past 5 years, it has grown because our passion for why we started, which was to help folks build wealth and help people in our community build wealth through real estate investing. And so that is the main reason.
Right. And the thing that I love about it, for those who are listening that are interested in attending, for those who are interested in, moving into this particular arena, I'm a witness that this is really, really a wonderful event to come to, because you truly do cover everything from A to Z. It truly is a boot camp. By the time, and I think you say it on the first day, by the time you walk out of there, you have, if you're really serious about this arena, you walk away with everything you need to get started. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely correct. This time we have 25 speakers over, I'm going to call it a 2-day period. We start Friday evening with our mixer, but of course we had so much on our first 2 days, we had to bring some of the speakers on Friday night. So before we start, partying and mixing, we bring on Brian Jewett, who talks about taxes, and he always says, it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. And so he is America's #1 tax specialist. I mean, he is
Yes,
an amazing man. And so
he really is.
Brian talks. We bring in an insurance specialist to talk to you about the importance of the different types of insurance when you're buying investment properties. And then we bring in a legal specialist that will talk about just starting your LLCs and the proper ways to elect when you're talking about your LLCs and how to keep ourselves protected from lawsuits. And so that's Friday night, and we mix it up a little bit. And this time, shout out to Jill. She brought in a comedian. So
Yes.
after we learn a little bit on Friday, we're going to laugh a little bit, eat good, and then we don't keep you guys out too late because we know that Saturday morning we get started at 7:30. And on Saturday we go from 7:30 to 6:30. We feed you enough time to keep everybody happy, but we go over everything on how to find and analyze deals, how to work with auctions, how to buy at the tax liens with Chantel Owens, how to fund your deals. We go about 6 different ways on how to fund deals, and then we end the day out talking about construction, and which is probably the biggest hurdle most people have to get over, understanding how to call inspectors and how to budget, how to estimate your budget, and then we're done for Saturday. But Sunday is an even bigger day because we take our bus out and we go out and look at properties that are currently under construction. So, it may be in the beginning, it may be in the end, it may be in the middle, it may be for sale, but they're all our projects, our team's projects. And then we come back well, you know what? On the bus, Paula, we have a mock auction so that people understand what it feels like to be at courthouse steps or online bidding. And then we go to, this time we're going to Lowe's, so you understand that process. And then we come back and we close out. So it is truly, if you get 11 hours, it's truly 25 hours over a weekend that you are learning and mixing with folks and networking and hopefully getting inspired to go out and do something.
Having attended last year, I was just really amazed and just really impressed about all of the different dynamics and the facets of this whole process. And I loved on the auction, that whole auction process. Because someone like myself who did not inherit her daddy, who was an electrical engineer, did not inherit those mathematical genes. I was even able to kind of to walk through that process and really understand what it entailed and what it entails when you're going through that that process, being on that bus and going from site to site. It's really a tangible. You offer a tangible process, Ramon, for everyone.
That is, as we've grown, Paula, we make adjustments, we always get feedback from everybody, and so we do as much as we can do to make sure, again, when you leave, you have what you need, you have the contacts of the people that you need, and everything else, Paula, it is, and it's within you. It's how you motivate yourself, how you hold yourself accountable. Those are things that, we can inspire you to do, but we can't control it. And so, that's why we start off on Saturday with motivation. We've had motivational speakers from all across the world, including, one of my favorite, Mr. Les Brown,
yes,
Kendall Strickland. We've had
Yeah.
some amazing people start that day off, and that's what it's all about. You got to start your day off, and don't be afraid to go out there because we all make mistakes. That's a lot of people say, well, what if I lose my shirt? What if I? And I always ask folks this. Well, what if you go to work for 30 years and then you get laid off? What if what if you walk outside your front door and we got a tornado? Like if we lived in a what if world, we would never do anything. And so that's the biggest thing. We want people to hopefully we motivate you enough and make you feel bad enough about not doing anything that you'll go out and do something when you leave.
You go out and do something. Now, you shared with us a lot, and I really appreciate you sharing with the audience. And I know you've motivated the audience to come out. But there's one area that you kind of skimmed over.
Okay.
And that was the eat good. Y'all eat good with Ramon Tookes. I'm just telling you, I'm a witness. I'm just saying, you do eat good. In the midst of everything that he mentioned, you cannot walk out of there and not say that I do not have what I need, to jump feet first, head first,
That's right.
into this platform. Howsoever, comma, you do eat good. He takes
We,
care of you. I'm telling you, ladies and
here's the other side of that, Paula.
gentlemen.
We talk about how well I can cook, right?
Yes.
And so, but I've been to events, and one thing that happens is most events you have to leave and go get something to eat, or
Yeah.
there's not enough there. So again, when we see something that we don't like, we do our best
Right.
to make sure we implement it. So, yep, we're going to feed you on Friday night. There's a feast, and I always call it a feast because we don't run out of food
Yes.
at the mixer. And
No.
then on Saturday morning, we have a continental breakfast, and just depends
Yeah.
on which location we're at. We'll have other things, and then we give you lunch and then snacks throughout the day, and then you go home and eat dinner, and then the same thing on Sunday.
Yeah.
We get up and we roll, and we get on the bus and we have lunch on the bus, usually out in the field, and then we come back and we got some snacks. And so we want to keep you alert. We want to keep you, not, because if you get hungry, you stop paying attention. I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
So that's part of that process. But yeah, we make sure we take care of folks.
Yeah. And I'm joking with you about the food, although it is good, but it speaks to yet another detail, minor detail that sometimes people forget. You got to take care of people's hierarchy of needs if you want them to stay engaged, and if you want them, to stay focused on what it is that that you desire them to do, or whatever the information is that you are there to give them. Because you have a fantastic team. You all put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into making sure that this is just a wonderful, information packed and fun weekend as well. So I just applaud you all. And can you share a little bit with us about some of your team members? What makes
Yeah,
up the.
so so I always tell folks, without them, it would be because I would have quit a long time ago, Paula, with this part of it.
Yeah.
I love the
Uh-huh.
business daily, being out in the field, but this part
Right.
of it's tough because, you know, when you care about what's happening with it, when things don't go the way we want them to go, you feel it. But our team has been amazing. Like from, Clark, like you said, man, we're praying for him. Making sure that we look good, feel good, interviews to Jill, who really manages all of us. Like we're all of Jill's kids, I think. At least she feels that way.
She's
And
amazing. Yes.
she is. I don't know how she does what she does, but she coordinates our schedules. She coordinates the marketing. She makes sure we look good, eat good, make sure the book. It's like everything happens through Jill, and then our team
Right.
is when I say phenomenal, from them working doors, from them putting out, like, the behind the scenes is so important that most people don't see it because it looks so. Once you guys get there, it seems so easy. But I promise you, they work
Yeah.
overnight. They're hanging banners.
Mm-hmm.
They're blowing up balloons. They're counting candy to make sure you got candy there. It's so much, and I appreciate them so much. But honestly, Paul, I would have stopped Flipology
Long
4.5
time
years
ago.
ago if it wasn't for the team.
For the team, yeah. So we give Jill and the rest of the team, we give them a shout out, and I love how you introduce each member at the top of the day. I believe it's Saturday, at the top of the day on Saturday, and
Mm-hmm.
just share a bit about their role and their journey as well. So I think that's just wonderful. And it's just a diverse team that you have. From, I think you got some baby boomers in there to the millennials, which is ingenious because you need them all at the table to
Yes, we do.
to be successful. You need them all at the table. So how can the audience stay connected with Ramon Tookes, find out more about not only next weekend, but all of the wonderful and fascinating things that you have going on?
Well, Paula, I am Ramon Tookes on all social medias. Facebook and Instagram is the two that I use the most. And then also you can check us out at universityofwealthbuilding.com and see some of the amazing things that we have, including our schedule.
Well, thank you, my brother. It was wonderful as always speaking with you. You know, you are welcome anytime around this time of year or any other time. You know, just reach out and let a sister know.
Well, listen, I
I'll make
appreciate
it
you, and
happen.
you know we love your spirit and your voice, and we definitely love to listen to you. And if anybody's listening, Paula, just know that you guys, she's a real treat, y'all. So let's continue to support her, and you know we love you as well. And you know we praying and wishing the best for our old buddy too.
Yes, indeed, indeed. All right, my brother, take care. Tell Jill, the team, I said hello, and you know, good luck to all of you next week. I know it'll be successful.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thank you
All
so
right,
much, Paula, for having
all
us
right.
on.
Well, you're
All
welcome.
right,
Take care.
all right, all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ramon Tookes, and I'm going to tell you, you know, when you think of, at least in my opinion, when you think of a businessman, you think of a successful businessman that has made that journey, that has, you know, gone through the trenches, if you will, to get where he is today. Ramon Tookes is a wonderful example, and just a humble spirit as well. He's about the business now. He's about the business. He's no joke. He's about the business. But just a wonderful, wonderful spirit, and has surrounded himself with wonderful people as well. Has a wonderful team that support him as well. So Ramon Tookes, make sure you check him out. That's Tookes, Flipology 101 next weekend. That's March 13th, 14th, and 15th of 2020. And if you just happen to listen to this podcast after that date, no worries, no worries. Just stay connected with Ramon. He has events throughout the year. The Flipology is just his annual event, but he has events throughout the year. So just make sure you reach out, you support him, and follow him because, as far as I'm concerned, he is everything real estate. All right. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break before we bring on our next guest. Shout out to my engineer this evening, Miss Rosalind Cooper. She's back joining me. I so appreciate her very, very much. I think we'll go ahead and take a commercial break, listen to a bit of Paula's perspective, commercial, a bit of music, and then we'll be back on the flip side with my guest. If you're just tuning in, this is the Paula G Show on Survival Radio Network. We were just speaking with Teresa Browning, who has a wonderful book festival coming up next week. A lot's happening next weekend. She has a wonderful book festival coming up in Greenville, South Carolina. We'll be posting that information on my page as well, but you'll want to make sure you check that out. That's Teresa, Teresa, MasonBrowning.com is her website. And then also Mr. Ramon Tookes. It's always a pleasure to have him on as he was sharing about Flipology 101, the 2020 Flipology 101, Ramon Tookes, Tookes.com. You want to check him out as well. All right, this is Survival Radio Network, Paula G Show. We'll be back in a few moments. Hey, family. This is Paula G, and this is Paula's Perspective. It's decision time. It's decision time. It is decision time. Have you been thinking about changing your mindset and going after that dream? Are you ready to start? Well, if you are, it's time to leap. Now, this step is not for the weak of heart or spirit. It takes courage to take that leap and venture into fulfilling that dream. And the scenarios can vary. You may still be working your full-time job and you've decided to launch your dream. Now, this may mean leaving that 9-to-5 job every day and coming home to start your dream job, let's say from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Now, those times aren't set in stone, but that's just giving you an example. And you may have to continue this routine until the dream job generates enough income to replace and become the desired full-time job. However or whenever, take the first step on your journey. It's just something to think about. Be encouraged. This is Paula's Perspective with music by Kevin MacLeod. I am voice talent Paula G, and I would love to be a resource for you. Whether it's an intro, an outro, a commercial, PSA, tag, or more, consider Paula G the next time you have an audition or voiceover need. Email paula@paulagvoice.com. And remember, it's the voice that counts.
Looking for a cafe with a home-like appeal where all who enter feel like they are part of something? Visit My Coffee Shop, located in Eastlake, Atlanta, Georgia. MCS has a full breakfast and lunch menu, offering both hot and cold options, and is home of the amazing basil lemonade. But don't forget their assortment of freshly brewed coffees. Come on by at 2462 Memorial Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30317. We're pretty sure My Coffee Shop at Eastlake will become your coffee shop, too.
Do you have tax issues, owe back taxes, or need tax relief? Contact L&B Tax Service today. L&B offers you over 15 years of expertise and first-class tax service for individuals, professionals, and business owners. With nationwide service, you can easily find a location near you. Contact one of our tax professionals through our website, lbtaxservice.com. That's www.lbtaxservice.com. L&B Tax Service Incorporated. Tax professionals that you can trust.
SRN Survival Radio Network.
We are back. This is the Paula G Show on Survival Radio Network. And please make sure that you share not only this episode, but, all of our episodes, because as I've told y'all at the beginning, I always tell y'all at the beginning, time is precious. It is the one thing that you cannot get back. So for you to think it not robbery, to spend a bit of time with me each and every week, whether you're listening live or you're listening podcast, I want to make sure that hour is well spent and that you are provided with information that you can take and use and do something with. So thank you all so much. And don't forget my journey with Paula G on Thursday mornings, 11:30 a.m., WATC2, that's TOO.TV, also available on Roku, Hulu, Truly TV, Google Play, Apple TV, Geneco, Faith-Based TV. We are in DeKalb County, Georgia, DeKalb 25, and most recently, Comcast Cable, Lake 17 in Chicago, Illinois. All right, well, my next guest is no stranger to radio. His journey has been a great one. He's had a notable career in the radio and music industry, but he has transitioned to a new venture. He now specializes in loan modifications and foreclosure prevention for homeowners facing financial and medical hardships. He is here this evening to give you some guidance on some of the most common challenges we face when it comes to homeowner jeopardy as a result of loss of income or other means of loss of income. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the one and only Mr. Teddy Astin.
Good
Teddy
afternoon,
Astin.
Paula. Yes.
What's going
How
on?
are you today? Oh, well, I'm doing great, Paula.
I am absolutely wonderful. Always a pleasure to speak with you. Usually, when we see each other, it's at a men and women in radio event, or it's at the Capitol, where
Right.
we're recognizing men and women in radio. So it's nice to be able to have that connection, and it's also nice to be able to talk about something that else that has become, I dare say, near and dear to you, and that is what you're currently doing with loan modifications, foreclosure prevention for homeowners. So
Absolutely.
my first, yes, yes, and I think I heard you a couple weeks ago. It was on. You were on with our good friend here in the Atlanta area, Mr. Derek Bozeman, and you were
Hmm.
talking a bit about home ownership and foreclosure. So I'm a person. Let's use this scenario. I'm a person, and my home is about to go into foreclosure. Walk me through the process of how you can help me.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to say, Paula, thank you for having me on your show today. We really do appreciate you giving us the opportunity to let people know what TLA Real Estate Consulting is all about. Here at TLA Real Estate Consulting, we specialize in loan modifications and foreclosure prevention. Paula, loan modifications are designed for homeowners who may be facing some type of financial hardship that may cause them to fall behind on their mortgage payments, and eventually, if there's no solution, they could go into foreclosure. So we always ask people to be proactive when they're having these hardships. Just to give you an idea, because so many people, Paula, qualify for a loan modification, but they just don't know where to go, who to talk to, or what the procedure is. And oftentimes, when they're trying to talk to their mortgage company about the hardship that they're having, they usually fall on deaf ears, the homeowner's
Right.
hardship. So there's a process that you have to go through when you're facing foreclosure or when you have a change of income. And let me just tell you about some of the criteria that qualify homeowners for a loan modification. And just say, for instance, if you were working full time when you purchase your home, now you have to take a job making less money than you were making when you purchased your home. You may not be able to afford that home now because you're not making the money that you were making when you purchased your home. So we consider that to be a change of income. Now, a change of income could come in several different areas of a homeowner's life, and a lot of these situations are beyond a homeowner's control. So we're here to help them take advantage of the opportunities that exist for homeowners. Let me just reemphasize, if you had a change of income, you could be eligible for a loan modification. The change of income could be two incomes reduced to one. It could be having to take a job making less money. It could also be you were working full-time when you purchased your home. Now you're living on a fixed income. That means you're not making the amount of money you were making. Or you could be going through a divorce or separation. That two incomes has been reduced to one. Also, medical hardships cause financial hardships. When you're having financial hardships, you're gonna start falling behind on the largest expense that you have each month, and that's your mortgage payment, Paula. And when you fall 2, 3, 4, 5 months behind in your mortgage payments, it's almost impossible to catch up.
Right.
Yes. Also, and we're beginning to help a lot of senior citizens because those senior citizens now are retired. And some of them, they're retired or they're semi-retired because when they retired, the income was cut in half, so they can't live on that amount of money now. So they have to go and get a part-time job. You know what I mean? So now they're semi-retired because their income has changed. So people have to always remember, if your income has changed, so should your mortgage payments. And we also work with landlords as well as investors. Because a lot of investors, just say if you got 10 homes, 3 or 4 or 5 of them, or half of them are vacant. Sometimes you have to go. You're going to have to go back through those homes each time a tenant moves out to paint, put in new carpet, sometimes place the appliances, and in the meantime, while you're having to spend thousands of dollars to renovate the property to get a new tenant in, that could take 2, 3, 4 months. And the mortgage company still want those mortgage payments.
Wants their
so
money.
They don't know that you had a tenant there. It's a rental property. Nobody's living there. You got to go spend thousands of dollars to renovate it. So those are just a few of the examples of what qualifies homeowners and investors for loan modifications.
I like what you said at the top, where you said in some instances, we always hear about people being proactive, and I believe I heard you say being preactive to mean thinking ahead or planning ahead. You see these, like you said, you see retirement coming, your job change, you have all these properties, so you have to think ahead as to what it is that you need to do.
Absolutely, Paula.
Yeah.
And really what that means is, just say, for instance, just say, for instance, Paula, if you lost your job, you got a nice service pay.
Right.
And a lot of times, that money's going to run out real quick. And I can't reemphasize this enough. You don't have to be broke to get your loan modified, okay? A lot of times when people lose their income, they cash in their stocks, their 401ks, retirement income, they spend their savings, and all of a sudden, no more money's there. Now you're falling behind on your mortgage payments. I just want to tell people and let people know, when you're proactive and you're looking down the road in terms of where your expenses are and what it's going to take to get back on your feet, you need to save that money. You don't have to be broke to get your loan modified. Rich people are getting loans modified that was making millions of dollars a year. Now they still may have $1 million, but they don't have the same income that they were having. So you can imagine what their living expenses are, or more in the past. So therefore, millionaires, we're doing modifications for some celebrities and sports figures and those people that was making all of that money, and now they're not making it, whether they were no longer working or no longer active or no longer playing sports or no longer getting parts in big plays and movies that they were in, but they could still get their loan modified and keep their money. So the same thing applies, Paula, to everyday people just like you and me and everyone within the sound of our voices. If you have money, however, but your income has changed, you're not making the money you were making when you purchased your home, you can still have thousands of dollars in the bank. You don't have to cash in your IRAs or dip into your retirement account. All you got to do, we set up your profile. The good thing about what TLA does is it's not a cookie-cutter operation. We personalize every loan modification that we do. We customize it and we personalize it so that it fits your profile. We do thousands of modifications a year, but no two are never alike. What
about if well, go ahead and then I'll ask my question.
No, I was just going to say you could be living side by side across the street from a homeowner. Your house is about the same, but you both need a loan modification. But you both got different situations. Your incomes are different. Your expenses are different. Your hardships could be different. So that's why modification has to be customized to your needs and personalized to your home and your family.
So let's say we've gone through that process and I've received a loan modification because my financial situation has changed.
Yes.
And then a year later, my financial situation changes again and decreases even more.
Well,
what can I do?
Let me just say this. some of our clients, we're doing the second modifications, and some of them even a third modification. Okay? So just because your loan was modified today, that doesn't mean that 2 years down the road that your situation could change again. So most of the investors that own loans, they have a requirement that if you have a modification in 2020, just say January 2020, or no, let's just say March 2020, you won't be eligible for another loan modification until 2022, March 2022. Okay. So therefore, you got to have that window because they can't modify a loan every 6 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can't. Yeah. They can't modify a loan every time your income changes. But you do have that window there of a 2-year window if your income changed again, or there's some type of unforeseen circumstances beyond your control. Yes, you could be eligible for another loan modification. And the good thing, Paula, about a loan modification is it doesn't matter if you're 3, 4, 6, 8 months behind in your mortgage payments. Once the loan is modified, it brings the loan current with a lower interest rate and a lower monthly payment. And that's what homeowners really need to be able to get off to a fresh start. So loan modifications are permanent. It's not a temporary solution. And a lot of times when a homeowner is trying to do their own modifications, some are successful, but 90% of the people that call us who try to do their own loan modifications, most of them are turned down. And not only are they turned down, some of them are offered repayment plans. They don't know if they have other choices. Hey, Paula G., I'm going to give you a repayment plan. Your mortgage payment was $1,200 a month. We're going to give you a repayment plan that's going to be $1,600 a month for the next 6 months. Well, darn. If I couldn't pay $12, I'm going to pay $16.
Exactly.
we can't put a Band-Aid on an elephant, but a lot of homeowners may accept that because they don't feel like they have any other choices. What I mean? So they don't know that they could say no way I can afford that.
I don't have to do that.
They're like, I can't do that. And then the mortgage company may say, well, you made your mortgage payment in 6 months. You should have been saved up some money, so this should be affordable for you. That's the furthest from the truth. Okay, but they don't think that they can say, no, that ain't going to work. Look, we need to rethink this. I don't need a repayment plan. I need a modification. I need my loan modified to my current income and not the income I was making when I bought the house, bottom line.
Right. Now, does that affect, and you may have mentioned it because you've shared so much good information. I hope the audience is getting this. How does that impact the credit score? Well,
we can't control your credit report, okay? So, but here's the key to that. If you're 3, 4, 5, or 6 months behind in your mortgage payment, your credit is already taking a hit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, or people may call us up and say, "Man, I'm struggling to make these mortgage payments, Teddy, and I done spent all of my money, and I don't want my credit to go bad because I've always had a good credit score." Well, if when you're getting your loan modified, we have to show the mortgage company that you're having a financial hardship, because if you're current on your mortgage payment, what's the hardship? That's what the mortgage company is looking at. What is your hardship?
Okay.
You're making the mortgage payment. So why should I lower your interest rates? Why should I give you a modification? Why should we make all of these cut your interest rates, okay? So when I tell them, okay, you're having a really hard time, so what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to skip a couple of mortgage payments. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. It may mess up my credit. Well, your credit, you got to know what's important right now. Keeping your house or a couple of blemishes on your credit report, because your credit report can always be repaired. Right, you can always repair your credit report, but you can never. How often can you go buy another house? Because your credit is damaged, and if you go into foreclosure, it may be 3, 4, 5 years, or you may never be able to own the American dream again. Because right now, the mortgage crisis of all of those houses that was in foreclosure back in the 2008, 2010, when the mortgage crisis was in dire straits, most of those homes that went into foreclosure have been bought up. So that means that everybody's equity, the equity in everybody's home really took a big dip now. Now everybody's regaining the equity in their homes. So you're not going to be able to go out here and, and buy a house.
Right.
Very seldom, but you're not going to be able to go out here and bargain and look for bargain prices now. The prices of homes now are skyrocketing.
And they're going up. Teddy,
yes.
How can the audience stay connected with you and learn more?
Okay, well, we can be reached at 404 area code 842-4600. That's 404 area code 842-4600. 404-842-4600. Our email address is tlarealestate.net. That's T like Teddy, L like Larry, A like Apple, realestate.net. And Paula, we ask people, and I can't re-emphasize this enough, even if you don't need our services, keep our phone number, because you never know. You could be a blessing to someone that's having a financial hardship, about to lose their home, but they don't know where to go or who to talk to. It could be your friend, your coworker, your neighbor,
you
your
can
church
pass that
member.
information on.
Yeah, you can pass that information
You can pass that information on. Yes, 404, ladies and gentlemen, 842-4600. Teddy, I'm so sorry, but we're just about out of time.
And let me Okay. I just want to say this last thing, Paula, and I do appreciate you having me on your show today. We do loan modifications all over the country. So this is not just for the people within the sound of our voices or for the metro area. If you got friends or family in California, we do modifications from Maine to Miami.
Right.
From
there
California
you go. Worldwide
to Texas.
Web.
So
World Wide Web, www.tlarealestate.net. Teddy, thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you at our next event. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you share this episode. Share. Just a lot of information about real estate, a lot of information about loan modification. You want to make sure that you stay connected with my guests. When I put these shows together, like I said, I really, really look for guests that really can come on and really educate and provide a lot of information. So make sure that you share. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can go back to listen to this episode and other episodes of The Paula G Show by visiting my website, paulagvoice.com. Don't forget my journey on Thursday mornings, 11:30 a.m., WATC 2TOO.TV. Also on Hulu, Roku, Apple TV, Truly, Google Play, and YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you so much. Rosalind, I love you, appreciate you. Clark, we give shouts out to Clark, sending him positive energy, prayers, and love. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until next time, embrace the journey.